What up? It's your boy K-Blao, HOODX. Sign up HOODX.com. A lot of people watch my videos why I hate signs. I have a couple different videos up why I hate signs. Some of them I like, some of them I don't like. Some of them I think I could have did better. You know, I did one on the Pisces. I really think, as I go back and look at it, I really wish I could have did it over because I was actually really pissed off at the time when I made that video. You know, so like I wasn't. Even though I had notes, I was just I was really pissed off at like a lot of just the Pisces behavior that I had been studying. And the day that I had recorded, I had literally just hung up the phone with a Pisces who had just like literally pissed me off. So that's why that one came out a lot more passionate than if you watch the other ones. The Why I Hate Cancers, Why I Hate Capricorn, those are a lot more kind of like this, where I wasn't actually like in actual heat of it. You know, I was actually pissed. You know, so like the Pisces one, even though it is on one half it is as raw, as brutal honesty, and it's a lot more passionate. I just dropped my whole keyboard on the floor, but whatever. It's a lot more passionate, you know. So but the other one's a lot more calculated. Me, a lot of people want to know my sign. You probably figure out by now I am an Aquarius. So I'm very detail orientated. I like to pay attention to detail. My analysis, that's what I was looking for. My analysis is very, by the way, I am completely stoned off my ass right now. I'm just saying, you know, a lot of people think I've read a couple comments, people think I'm a crackhead. No, I'm not a crackhead, but I do smoke tons of pot. All right, so I'm just saying, you know. And by the way, if you think astrology is bullshit, you know, by the way, that's great. I don't, I never came in here saying that I think, you know, all this shit is true. I don't. It's generalizations, all right? And a lot of things you got to know is when I put out a video why I hate your sign, it's because I'm trying not to hurt people's feelings, you know. But you got to understand, like, the general public, the people who come across my video and read it, I typically don't give a damn what. When you guys bitch and complain, I would prefer to actually say something I can learn. I'm an Aquarius. We like to learn. We try to look at everything from a learning experience. So when you're bitching and complaining and you're talking shit and, like, I'm just looking at you as you're setting the stage for me to look at you like a fucking idiot. Like, I want to learn. Like, teach me something. Seriously. You know? So, when I made this video, I said, I just want to do a quick generalization and breakdown, typically, most of the time, why I hate your sign. Like I said, I don't think all this shit is true. Listen, because there are exceptions a lot of times, you know? And, a lot of people think I said on the Pisces video that all Pisces are like that. I never said that, all right? I said all of you people are like that. I was actually talking directly. I was pissed off at several groups of Pisces, and I was talking directly to them. All right, the general public, yes, the people who left comments, yes, you saw it, but no, I was not talking to you. I was talking concretely to a specific set of people. All right, I wasn't talking to all Pisces. All right, I'll make that clear. A lot of people said that on that page, and it just was not true at all. All right, so when I say these things, I don't believe that they're 100% true. All right, I don't. All right, but we are generalizing. This is YouTube. It's entertainment. If you have any type of imagination, you will get what I'm saying. If you're gonna be a total dickhead and talk shit, great, do that too. But I'm looking at you like these are the people that are proving what I'm saying. All right, so when I go back and show people the comments, like on the Pisces video, when I show people those comments, you guys make yourself look worse. All right. You should be intelligent. Try to be intelligent. Leave an intelligent comment. All right, I'm about 4 minutes into this video already, and I still haven't said what I hate about your sign. So I'm just gonna go in right now. All right, sign up for HOODX.com. All right, we'll start with Capricorn. Capricorns. I made a whole video already explaining why I hate Capricorns. But typically, when I meet somebody with a Capricorn, the way I generalize, the way I kind of stereotype them, for lack of a better word, is they're gonna be boring. They're gonna be dry. I'm not gonna be able to teach them nothing. I'll typically offer a Capricorn a drink or a smoke, some, you know, usually they want to change their state of mind. I'll start talking about money. I'll start talking about just sex, 9 times out of 10. The TV show Power, I usually associate a lot with Capricorns. Both of the main characters, Ghost and the Spanish girl, I think her name, her character, whatever. They're both Capricorns in real life. So when you watch their characters play out on screen, you're kind of watching two Capricorns, like with the power and the whole, like, you know, they're trying to get over each other. I kind of use that as a huge reference point for Capricorns. I also use J. Edgar Hoover, believe it or not, as a huge reference point for Capricorns because I see how much they are passionate about just the way they see things, like they just, you can't tell them no. It's just like you just kind of gotta get the hell out of their way. I do not mix well with a lot of Capricorns unless we are doing some business. Aquarius, obviously I'm Aquarius. When I meet an Aquarius, typically the first thing I'm thinking is, oh shit, this is good. There's no telling, like we might end up creating a bomb somewhere. Like we're probably gonna end up doing some illegal shit. And that's why a lot of times I stay away from Aquarius, because we're fucking insane. And I've grown, like through years I've grown, and especially through studying astrology and learning that I was insane, and learning that we need like fucking some type of intervention. That's what astrology and smoking tons of weed kind of did for me. It helped me just kind of see predictable patterns, which really calmed me down and kind of just changed my whole natural crazy ass vibration and really gave it a balance. And a lot of Aquarius who do study astrology and also just study patterns in general. Like if you're Aquarius, you learn to trade stocks. I also learned how to trade stocks. So it's another thing to really calm me down and learn how to just take all that energy and just channel it really good. So, but typically, most Aquarius do not think like this. So typically when I meet an Aquarius, I'm trying to figure out what is their, first thing I'm asking, what is this level of craziness? That's the first thing I think. Second, especially if it's a female, I'm going to be thinking, she is fucking insane. I'm just waiting for something crazy to come out. So, and I'll kind of study it. I won't necessarily judge them per se, but I will just study it and see how did that particular drama that they just did, how did that shit play out, and did it look good? If it looked good, I'll kind of borrow from it. If it doesn't, I'll be like, yep, see, I knew that motherfucker was crazy. Yeah, that's strictly how Aquarius goes. I will try to see what they're about, what kind of music they listen to. Because typically, like Aquarius got some sick ass music. I always ask Aquarius what their favorite movie is and what is their favorite song. And I learned so much about them. I also treat Aquarius are the only ones I treat more specific to the day than any other sign. Like Aquarius, I have to know exactly what day that you were born. Typically, especially with water signs, typically I generalize them more than anybody, which leads me right into the Pisces. A lot of times I meet the Pisces, which is crazy, which is wild, because when I first made my Pisces video, I kind of generally seen all Pisces as just fucking shitty. But through arguing, through debating with a lot of Pisces who insisted that there's a such thing as a higher Pisces, I did begin to look for a higher Pisces, and I did start to realize, wow, there's a such thing as a higher Pisces. And that's what I look for now. Whereas before, I used to just completely be biased about Pisces. I was like, I cannot, from an Aquarius standpoint, you know what I'm saying? Because they do have good purpose as far as they live in a fantasy world, and they are good at like artwork and shit like that. Like my brother's a Pisces, he freestyles, he's the best freestyler I've ever heard in my life. So when you put them in a creative point, when they're really good at balancing their creative energy and all that water shit and getting it into a formulated system, it works good. And the ones who practice and stay focused without getting to all that distraction and Kabbalah shit and fucking all that other wild random, they are really good. And I've learned to look for that more so than what I said in my video, more so. But a lot of times they draw me right back into the shit that I'm saying in my video, and I hate that, because I really do try to look for good things in Pisces. But like you guys prove it so many times that the thing that I said in my other video is so true, and that's kind of where I'm at with you guys. With Aries, first thing I'm gonna do with Aries, offer them a drink, offer them something to smoke. I'm gonna talk shit. Like, I'm going to say some shit like, oh, you think you look good with those fucking pants, or you think you, like, I'm going to kind of like crack, I'm not going to crack, it's called neg theory. If you study PUA, the pickup arts, if you look Google PUA, neg, or neg theory, it's kind of like a backhanded compliment, or it's like an insult wrapped in a compliment. It's kind of like fucking with it. That's how Aries kind of think. You got to kind of talk shit a little bit and like spit some game at them, ask them if they saw the game. Hey, did you see that fucking basketball game? Did you see the ball game? Oh, you got to kind of be up to date on your sports, or just anything to do with a challenge. Like, they are constantly looking for challenge, and so they kind of subconsciously, automatically, they think life is a challenge, and sometimes life ain't a challenge. Sometimes it's just kind of like what you know and what you don't know, and sometimes it's a learning. That's me as a Aquarius. I see life as a learning experience. I don't see it as a challenge, so I'm constantly learning. So like, because I understand that as time is moving forward, there's going to be a point where you get old, and you're going to need to have the proper learning experience from every situation in order to move a lot quicker and efficiently than you used to in the past. And that's kind of what I do now. I'm able to do all these type of videos and run websites, stuff like that, because I'm able to adapt and not say things as a challenge all the time. I'm able to learn. A lot of times Aries don't particularly learn because they're trying to challenge, and I'll usually try to look at the Aries and try to figure out what level of challenge I want to challenge them. you know, and how good they are at receiving a challenge. Because sometimes they stuck there, be too much challenge, you know, and sometimes you could talk shit at them a little bit and tell them that they look goofy, and they talk shit about you a little bit, and it kind of stays right there. That's a good person that I usually practice that type of shit on with an Aries. You know, how much I can talk shit and get away with it, and just without coming off like a dick. Because me as Aquarius, a lot of times me talking shit and competitive, like a lot of people hated Michael Jordan because like he used to talk shit, but he was really, really fucking good at what he did, so it just made him a dick. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times I don't realize I come across like that. And a lot of times people be trying to tell me that shit and they don't know how to say it like how the fuck I just said it. So I've learned to practice like, you know, like talking trash, you know, talking trash with Aries. I do that a lot with Aries. Taurus, a lot of times I meet a Taurus, I've learned to just had a whole different change of the way I used to view Taurus, because Taurus, I used to see them as like really just boring, stubborn, asshole people. But what I've learned is that when you get to know a Taurus, they can really become your best friends. You're just patient. You know what I'm saying? Me, Aquarius, patience is not on top of my list. So I've learned that I had to, when you go into a Taurus, I go into it knowing I'm going to have to be patient. I'm not going to try to move this person no much. I'm not going to try to fucking take them out of their comfort zone. It's like, I got to just sit the fuck back. And I've used Taurus as a learning experience just for that. For me, as the type of person needs to slow down. When I used to meet a Taurus, I used to be like, fuck them. Before I was like, man, I would never, man, fuck. I tell you crazy. That motherfucker slow, boring ass motherfucker. Stubborn as hell, don't want to move, he don't want to do shit. But, you know, as I get to learn, you know, they're really deep here. There's a lot of shit going on up here. Once you figure out what the fuck's going on, you're like, holy shit, no wonder that motherfucker moves the way he moves. Because they see shit differently, you know, and it's hard to understand that at first. You know, but if you slow the fuck down and watch them, you'll see some fucking genius behind that shit. So, but up front, yeah, that shit can make your ADD kick in a little bit if you're fucking Aquarius. You know, it'll make you be like, fuck, Jesus Christ. But yeah, they're good friends though. Gemini, I used to love Gemini. I used to get a lot. My best friends, all of them used to be Gemini back in the day because they talk fast, they some fast, slick talking motherfuckers just like me. You know what I'm saying? So I used to give it up to Gemini. Man, what's your song? What's your favorite? Oh, I love that song. You see this movie? Oh, I love that movie. That movie's stupid, man. You should see this. You see part 2 though? Oh yeah, I knew the part with DJ. But did you know that the actor with the like they'll do that shit fucking like naturally. Oh yeah, I heard that shit. That shit's old, man. You should hear the new shit. I got the remix of it. You know, that used to be my world. You know, I used to DJ. You know, I used to download a lot of videos, you know, back when Kazaa and LimeWire, and, you know, you try to see who had what files, who had the hottest song, you know, all that type of stuff. Back when you couldn't just go online and just get access to anything. Well, like back in the day when you had to actually search for CDs and tapes and stuff like that, the Gemini motherfuckers and me as Aquarius, we were the ones who had everything that nobody else had. It was just always like that. So I used to love hanging out with Geminis. But down through time, what I started to realize about Geminis is that it's like, what they call it, the hay that broke the camel's back. Like, they're the type of people that like stack bullshit on top of bullshit on top of bullshit on top of bullshit on top of bullshit. Then they like to see how much bullshit they can stack on top of bullshit before the whole shit just fucking breaks. And you know, they like risk. You know what I'm saying? Geminis love risk. And it's like, yo, I'm already a risk. Like, as I've grown older in life, I've learned to take a lot less risk. But Geminis, they don't seem to learn that lesson. Like, they risk gets worse. Like, throughout time, they just constantly take bigger risks. You know, and I've learned to just like kind of just sit back on that shit because, like, you know, I realized that, you know, that I had to break away from that shit. This is a part of my life that me as an Aquarius, as you grow older, and you hope that Gemini learn the same thing. Like, they try to start up new businesses, and then that business fails, they try to start something new, and that don't work, and then they try something new, and that don't work, and they try something new. They'll even try like different like fraudulent shit in between. You know what I'm saying? They'll tell you some shit, and then they'll tell you right to your face, yup, this is exactly what's going to go down. And then, you know, whatever they just said, like, next day or so, maybe they'll do the total opposite. Like, the thing about Geminis, I've learned, you got to read the fine print. That's how the Geminis read the fine print. That's what I usually think first time I meet a Gemini. What is it, Gemini? What's next? Gemini, Cancer. Cancer, watch the Cancer video. I'm not doing that shit again. That shit is... First thing I meet with a Cancer, I'll be like, oh, they're going to think I don't give a fuck about what they're thinking. Like, the first thing I'm thinking, they're going to try to get me to start thinking on their thoughts. That's typically what I mean with a Cancer. So that's why I completely do the opposite every time. I show them no regard. I show them no sympathy in the gate. Like, I kind of bully them a little, matter of fact. They'll let you bully them too. That's what's so crazy. But, like, I do it intentionally with them just to show them that I have no sympathy toward your fucking emotions whatsoever. Because I know that that's the first thing that they're going to try to prey on. You know what I'm saying? So you got to I let them know that in the gate. Like, you have no wings in my house. You know, I'm not, you can think I'm a dick. You can think I'm a bad person. I'm not a bad person. I'm just trying to establish up front that I am not going to cater to your emotions whatsoever. The any other signs, like any, I'll be more ruthless to them than any other sign, because I know that that's what they like. They're going for your emotions. They're trying to go for your heart, you know, and you got to earn that shit basically. And I should have the right to do that, even though you probably won't understand that. And I operate off that thought, and I don't think twice. I don't stray from that. What am I thinking? It's Cancers, Leos. Oh, I used to love. That's a love-hate relationship. Leos, I used to love Leos, then I used to hate Leos, then I used to love them, then you hate them. And the thing about Leos, me, I'm a complete opposite of Leo. So it's kind of like Dr. Spock and Captain Kirk. You know, the thing I love about Leos is that they just kind of just like me. Like they stand for what they believe in. They don't back down. They say, look, this is what it is. You know, but the thing I've learned about Leos is that, like, me, I've been to reason. I've been to like logic and reason. If I'm the type of person, I'm going to insist that the way I think is the right way to think. Until you come along and show me something better, that this is a better way to think, then yes, I will instantly see the logic in it. I will instantly say, you know what, that's a better way of doing things, and I will do it. Period. That's just how I am. You know, and it has to be proven. A Leo, them type of people, it don't even matter. Even if you show them, like, look, this is what you need to change. This is what they not. Like, nope. It's like, it's just be unnecessary. Like, this is unnecessary bullshit type shit. You know, they'll bend just for the sake of not being a bend, because they'll see it as a challenge based on the fact that you just asking them to change. You know, you come into a Leo asking them to change, they're going to see that as a challenge. Like, I'm not even challenging you. I'm just telling you, hey, it's necessary for you to change right now, and they just will refuse to change. You know, this isn't all, like I say, this is not all the time, but this is what I've run into a lot of times with Leos. And in my opinion, I've done this same thing myself, and that's what, you know, I've realized that, and they made me look at myself and realize that, you know, I need to change that about myself. The other thing about Leos is that they kind of do things at a leisure. Like, it takes too long. Like, you got to go over there, you got to have a drink, you got to talk about the game, you got to do this. Like, by the time you come around and ask them, look, something that you really want to do, hey man, can we do this and let's set something up, and I need you to do this and I'll do this, let's form a team, we can maybe make some money, start a business, or do something, anything with a purpose. It's very difficult to convince Leos to, like, jump on your team or the things that you're doing. You know what I'm saying? They got to be in charge all the time. You know what I'm saying? It sucks too, 'cause like I'm an engineer, you know what I'm saying? I'm not a good people person, because I see through bullshit very quickly. So a lot of times you need, like, somebody like a Leo who can come in and address and like kind of package. Like me, I'd work with a lot of apps and a lot of algorithms, mathematics, stock, shit like that. It's not good with people. Leos, if you guys knew how to, like, listen and take other people's system, people who don't know how to communicate good with people a lot of times, and just listen to them and really understand them and be able to translate it, and you guys will be great at that. But a lot of times, it's like you guys kind of demand that people listen to you first all the time. It's like they end up listening to you, you know, and you don't really get to. This is like the Wizard of Oz. Like, you got Dorothy and the other characters who coming to see the wizard. The wizard was hiding behind a goddamn curtain, you know, until the dog ran over and pulled the curtain back, and then he was like, "Oh, never mind the man behind the curtain." They're like, "Yo, we just saw you, the real you, and you're still trying to hide behind this fire. Like, can we talk to the real you? Can you get from behind this front? You know, I'm not trying to talk to this front, this Mr. So-and-so you trying to be. I'm trying to talk to Dave, or I'm trying to talk to, you know, James, Bob, whatever your name. I'm trying to talk to the real person." A lot of times it's very difficult to get into the real person because you guys are just stuck on that bullshit. You know, and I kind of expect that going into Leo. This video like 20 minutes long. I didn't even think this video was going to be that long. Leos, Virgos depends. Virgos, these are most people have a very distinct, if you're a man or if you're a woman, those are the people that I really based gender on than any other sign, because I find those completely more different than any other sign, because the men, they're kind of like, Virgo men, I've learned that Virgo men, other than Aquarius, they're I would say the second most different of every sign. But there are some predictability in a lot of the things the way they are about their money and the way they are about their job. You know what I'm saying? But everything else in between, Virgos are very different because they are very peculiar. Just with the men. The thing about women, a lot of Virgo women are like feminists a lot of the time. Like, they think men are stupid. Like, they think like they kind of look at men like, you know, what can you do for me, more so than who you are. You know, so kind of like how Capricorn women are. They kind of got that thing going. Maybe it's the earth in them, but like they kind of objectify men. It's very difficult to diagnose when you're younger. You know what I'm saying? If you don't know to look for it, it is very hard to see that. But like Virgo women got like this feminine complex a lot of times that I kind of run into. And I don't even look for that, and I don't even get into arguments on it. I don't even speak. I don't even think I've ever even said that. You know what I'm saying? But I have noticed that a lot. And the other thing about Virgo women is that they're the type of women that's like, you got to be perfect. You know, like they judge you. These are people constantly judging you, and like you can see that they're trying not to. You just see it in their eyes that they try not to judge you. You know what I'm saying? Especially me. Like you look at me, you see I got nappy hair like this. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm talking. You know, I tell you I smoke weed. I got a goatee, and people just automatically assume and just judge me like quick as hell. And then, like Virgo women have that shit bad. Like they automatically sum you up just based on like the physical, like how you look. You know what I'm saying? They have no idea that you know the amount of shit that you know. But you know, Virgo men, like I said, they are very hard for me to read. I'm not gonna lie. Virgo men are very difficult for me to read because they are very different. But they are excellent friends. My cousin, one of my best friends, is a Virgo. I love him to death. Also, my mom is a Virgo too, so she's a huge. It's kind of biased. Virgo, I do kind of have trouble. Of all the signs, I do have trouble reading them more than any other sign because there's a lot of bias. I'm more biased about them more than anything. So I've learned through every stage of what I'm learning about Aquarius, I've learned that I am biased in a certain regard. So I try to be aware of the biasness, if that's a word, when I'm dealing with each particular person. So even though I am biased, I try not to be biased. I try to let them prove me wrong. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times people do prove me right, though. Libras. My dad was a Libra. I am biased. I'm very biased about Libras. Probably because my dad was a Libra. But I ain't gonna even lie. Like, Libras, man, you guys are assholes. But, you know what I'm saying? I've learned to just kind of see that for what it is. You guys are dicks. You guys have tempers. You guys have, but then you guys are very unpredictable too. At the same time, you guys kind of talk too much too. You don't really listen. A lot of air signs are guilty of that. Even me as Aquarius, I'm guilty of that. But the thing about Libras is that they kind of respect the the process of how logic interchanges more so than the quality of logic itself. It's like court. Like when you go to court, how court has to play out like a specific certain way. You know. And a lot of times court is wrong, but people still just respect the process of court more so than you know, the actual drama, whether or not it was right or wrong. Because like Libra's supposed to be real big on justice and things going right or wrong. You know what I'm saying? But then when you actually comes down to the logic, I've seen a lot of times like the way I present situations, the way I give logic. You know, you talking back and forth with a Libra sign. You know, you can tell them something, they can actually see the logic, they can see it make sense. But then it's kind of like the Leo thing, like they. You know, when you kind of get stuck there, they'll use the process of the interchange. Like they'll kind of get caught up in the process of how the information is being exchanged. You run into that with them a lot. Like that's why like you start out arguing about, or debating over one topic, but then like halfway through it, you'll end up like talking about, well, you cut me off. No, you cut me off. No, I need to go on you. Like you run into that shit a lot. You know what I'm saying? Dealing with Libras and Libra women. Me as an Aquarius, most of Libra women I've gotten along obviously because I'm Aquarius. You know, we're air signs, so like we kind of click on a lot of levels as far as honestly sexuality. Libra women are like really like, I don't know what it is about me being an air sign. When I talk to Libra women about sex, it's like it just blends right in. It's cool. Like, I don't know. It's like you can just be open and talk to them about sex a lot of times. And I test that out with like a lot of times with Libra women. I need to probably stop that shit. But like a lot of times when Libra women tell me that they're a Libra, a lot of times I will instantly gear the conversation towards sex. Just to see, because they're thinking that shit. Like Libra women are constantly thinking about like somehow sex. Whether not necessarily having sex with you, but like sex is really on their mind a lot. Like another thing about Libras too, like porno, it's like they're like addicted to porn. Like I automatically like know that about them, so I'm constantly like suggesting like pornographic images in their head just to see where their level of maturity is with talking about, you know, porn and sex, especially within like 2-3 minutes of meeting somebody. And I know you're a Libra, and I'm automatically talking about, you know, porn and sex and stuff like that. And like and they're like, what? Like I always see like there's always some type of reaction that comes across them, like, wow, like how the hell did he know like to start talk? Because it's very difficult for them to like disengage from them types of conversations. You know what I'm saying? Like they'll try to act like it's not, but like when you're sitting there blatantly talking about sex and like, you know, porn and taboo things, you know, right there on the spot after meeting somebody, then yeah, it can. If you're a Libra, it makes them comfortable. You know, it does. That type of conversation, I don't know what it is. It just, from what I've seen, my experience. Like I said, this is not all Libra women are not all like this, but from my experience, you can openly talk about sex and porn with Libra women, like bam, like within like 2-3 minutes of meeting, and they'll love you for that. That's just my stuff. Scorpios, Scorpio tell you what you want to hear. That's what I've learned a lot of times. Especially Scorpio men. Scorpio women, kind of difficult to read, but most of the time when I've encountered Scorpio women, and it was some type of even if it was not on a direct level, there's always some type of subconscious sexual seduction going on. You know, even if they're just trying to fuck with you, or even if they just bring it out of you. Like, it's something about Scorpio women, they just make you like start asking them questions. So like, what are you doing? And they kind of like that shit. You know what I'm saying? So like, depending on the situation, I'll either play to it or I won't, depending on whether or not I want to. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what they're on. Their own shit is desire. So a lot of times, so like I can kind of see if they want to play the game, and I'll play it with them. But I don't expect to like actually like I don't go into it expecting any type of like result. Like I'm not actually trying to have sex, you know, with a Scorpio woman just because I meet you and I'm flirting with you. I'm just kind of like, I'm an Aquarius, so like we kind of play these mind games and stuff like that. We try to make logic work just for the sake of logic, even if it's not true. You know what I'm saying? We'll try to make it true just based on just for the sake of logic. So a lot of times when I'm with a Scorpio woman, I'll throw the desire shit out there. I'll kind of throw the flirtation thing out there to see if they want me to like bow down to them, or if they want me to kind of pull away. You know, like, do you desire me or not? A lot of times that's where I kind of come in. But I don't actually come out and say it like that. It's just kind of like routines or gambits that I'll kind of throw out there to see if, you know, if it's game on. You know, if not, then who cares? Scorpio men, yeah, they'll tell you what you want to hear. They will pretend like they're your friend. You know what I'm saying? But and they'll learn everything about you. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times they don't want to tell you shit about them. Scorpio men are like vampires, man. Like they like to dig their claws in and find out, you know, your weak points and try to, like, you know what I'm saying, smile and, hey, what's up, man? Hey, what's going on? Like I had a friend of mine who I was filming movies with back in the day. You know what I'm saying? It was one of my partners. You know what I'm saying? He was notorious for that. Like, he would always kind of prey on my weakness. You know what I'm saying? Like, you try to do like Scorpio men, a lot of times, if they not business oriented, you try to do business with them, like they'll try to like suck you for as much as they can. Like they can't separate like the business from the friendship. Like they'll always try to mix the business with the friendship. You know what I'm saying? Not all the time. I'm not gonna say all the time, because I do know some really ruthless Scorpio businessmen like that will not budge at all on that. But from my experience, what I learned like going through dealing with Scorpios is that typically it is very hard for me on the receiving end to separate the friendship from the business, and subconsciously I'm just biased like that. I'm thinking that you guys are trying to blend it on purpose, and maybe you're not, but that's how it seems from my point of view. You know what I'm saying? Is that like this is somebody that's kind of like not sure they're trying to take advantage of me, but they're trying to just blend the friendship with the business, basically. Sagittarius, last one. Sagittarius, they like to talk shit. Not necessarily talk shit, but they're like really sassy. You know, you got to kind of have like package game. You know, you got to be packaged. You need a Sagittarius. You got to have like gambits already, like jokes, prepackaged conversation. Not necessarily prepackaged, but you know, you really want to do natural game. You do, but you got to have game. Like, you can be packaged or unpackaged, but you're gonna need some game when you're doing with Sagittarius. Sagittarius are natural entertainers. They want to have a good time. A lot of times in Sagittarius, I'll just start laughing on purpose. I'll approach every conversation like, yeah, because like they have that charm, that inner charm, that boyhood / girl charm that's just they want to entertain you. They want to make you feel good. They want to they think that life is fire. They think that life is You know, they don't like dry, dull. Like, information like this is probably very difficult for a Sagittarius 6. It's dry. I understand that the information I am is giving you is dry. Even though I am giving you some type of personality, you know, throughout this video, I do understand, like, somebody like a Sagittarius, this can be very dry information because they like life, they like fire, they like personality, they like drinking, they like go out to a bar and have a drink. You know, they like to be around a lot of people, like a party, like Jay-Z. Like, you know, a lot of times I meet a lot of men, I use Jay-Z as an archetype for Sagittarius. You know, so even though a lot of men aren't necessarily dressed like Jay-Z, had a money like Jay-Z, but in their heart and that inner child that want to have a good time, that want to, you know, have out party, flirt, and talk shit. Like, you know, that's the archetype I see for Sagittarius. Sagittarius women, very beautiful. Like, they're strikingly beautiful women. A lot of Sagittarius women. The problem with that is that there's usually nothing behind that. That's what I run to so many with Sagittarius women. They'd be strikingly beautiful, but they don't have no foundation, and not necessarily like they don't have a house or a job and like that. And that's not the problem. I'm saying the foundation as far as like they don't have nowhere to like really put all that personality, you know. Unless Sagittarius is like somewhere on TV or like this, they get a YouTube channel and they able to like really channel that personality that eventually build like a solid foundation of who they are, and they really understand who they are. A lot of times Sagittarius, as they grow through life, they think they know who they are, but they're not. They be too abstract. Sagittarius needs to really like focus that energy and get a platform for themselves, you know, in order to get that talent out there, because they are enormously talented people. And like DMX Sagittarius, Stone Cold Steve Austin Sagittarius, Cannabis Sagittarius, my favorite rapper. Well, he used to be my favorite rapper back in the day till he got destroyed by disaster. God, that was horrible. But yeah, Sagittarius is dynamic personality. This video went way longer than I thought. Like I told you, I am completely stoned off my ass. Don't judge me. I love horoscope. I love talking about horoscopes. So like I said, I don't believe all this is 100% true. We are generalizing. I am here to entertain you. I am not here to fucking teach you the secrets of the universe and the shit like that. Fuck all that shit. I'm here to I fucking roll up a fucking blunt and talk about a shot. That's what the fuck I'm here for. All right, give it to you raw. I'm not fucking Alicia Sharp, who is a fucking genius in her own right, but she is a fucking white woman. I am a black male. I fucking smoke. I'm from Chicago. I talk shit. I'm gonna give it to you in the fucking raw. All right, it's a whole different stream of consciousness. All right, so you people have been here way too fucking long. I gotta go fucking. It's like 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm probably about to roll up another L. Subscribe to my channel. Sign up for HOODX. You already know what it is. I love you guys. If you love me, if you hate me, you think I'm a dick, fuck you, die slow. If you want me to do your sign, leave a comment in below. I'm stoned. Leave a comment below. I will do your sign once I have time to do it. If I think it's important, I'll do it. Also, subscribe to my channel. Peace.